I talked last meeting about why we were willing to change some of the drought water ordinance and on the specifically for the car wash restrictions. I talked about how back in March and April the lake levels were dropping quickly. We needed restrictions to change the water rates at 25%, stage 5. We needed to address pools, and eventually how Castaway Cove would be operated. And we really weren't sure of the reuse project, if it would work or not, so, and when it would be approved. And we hadn't received our report from Freese and Nichols on our drought survival chances with the reuse project online. I might be a little off on the detail on that part of it, but we had a lot of stuff on the plate there, and the Water Resources Commission had to make some tough choices and hard decisions, and I really am proud of the work that they did. We really implemented stage 5, in my opinion, not knowing the future. It was very cloudy. Now, if you think about it, if we only had these 2 lakes, that's all we had, no access to Lake Kemp and no reuse project, then you could see this place would be drying up pretty quickly. And to say it would be turning into a ghost town with businesses leaving and people would be, I think we'd be there as we got closer. And then we decided against going to a stage 6 and putting any more restrictions on any other businesses. And I think that we decided correctly just to go for a regional goal of using less than 14 million gallons a day. And so we met and exceeded that goal on a daily basis, since I think 2 days we were over it. But somehow in that wash, the car washes came out as an unnecessary business. But then when the reuse project came online, it really changed the paradigm. I mean, it brought new life to our water projections, allowed us to bring Lake Kemp back into the picture, and basically gave us another 4 years worth of water. And it's really important to understand that we're the only city right now in the world basically reusing 100% of our effluent. I'm sure some other people can argue that, but it's really unprecedented, and now whatever goes down the drain is reused. I mean, you want to talk about people reusing water, we're doing it. Other people are trying to figure it out. It's a really new way to look at water conservation. Now, obviously, the last time we had the PPG water pipelines almost complete, which will free up 200 to 300,000 gallons per day. That's 90 million gallons a year. And now Alcoa will bring on their new system and other stuff and save us, I had 55, but 53 gallons per day. Combining averages, it's like saving about 300,000 gallons per day, or basically 2.3% of the daily water use. So, using 4A money on the 2 projects, we've spent $2.6 million to basically save 1 billion gallons of water over the next 10 years. And it just really amazes me what our water department has done, and the staff, and those guys willing to step up and do that, and that we have the tax dollars to do that. So it's really unprecedented, and it's just really amazing to watch. And I just want to talk a little bit about the average car wash. Using the numbers we talked about, you know, with All-American uses about 680,000 gallons per month. It's decreasing over the winter time. And also the price increases if less and less people are using it. They're open average of 22 days a month. Do the math, but what they return 70% of their water, they're really only netting out about 9,300 gallons a day. So if we use a factor of 2.5 or 3 in order to include all the other car wash businesses in the city, you can just roughly say it's about 24 to 28,000 gallons per day, and that's only 0.21%. So if we want to compare the water we save to what the car washes will use, you're looking at 300,000 gallons per day saved versus about 28,000 gallons per day used. So using the logic we used to raise taxes last month, where the school district gave up 7 and we added 2 for an overall net decrease of 5 cents on your property tax, we can use 2.3 of the water and add in, subtract 0.2 from that, and we save 2% a day. We really should remove the 20% restriction. I want to talk about some other reasons. There's a fairness aspect to this. For those that might not know every detail, the car wash industry is the only industry that we have specifically restricted. Nurseries are still allowed to use water to irrigate their plants. Homeowners can still use a soaker hose to soak their foundation in order to protect their assets. As for all of the commercial businesses, we've simply asked them to reduce their water consumption, and they've done a great job. We have put no other restrictions on them. Texas law states we must treat all commercial businesses the same when it comes to water rates. We cannot single out specific businesses for special charges. I know because I asked. Miles said, no, you can't do that. So why have we singled out a legitimate commercial business as unnecessary? So how do other cities in Texas treat commercial car washes in their worst drought stage? Lubbock and Vernon have no restrictions. Amarillo just has specific restrictions on all commercial users. Car washes are not even addressed. In Fort Worth, Dallas, Abilene, Arlington, Benbrook, Grand Prairie, Watauga, Austin, and Denton, car washing can only be accomplished at a commercial car wash facility. There's other restrictions in there as well. but they're using the commercial car washes as a way to save money, and they see that. The commercial car washes are basically not shut off from using the city water. So who are the industry users in Wichita Falls? And I think a lot of times from citizens' perspective, they say, I don't wash my car, I don't need to, the car washes are a waste. But look at all the businesses and industries that in our city that use it to protect, for part of their business operations, to protect and maintain their assets. You have funeral service companies, retirement, senior care facilities, medical supply companies, utility companies, rehab, local banks and credit unions, car dealerships, oil and gas and all their trucks, construction pest companies and their trucks, the ISDs, fleet services for car rental and leasing companies, and a bunch of government agencies, including the Postal Service, FBI, Customs, various state, county, and city fleets use this to protect their assets and keep it clean. We're really not going to wash our vehicles for 4 years. We're required by Texas law to keep the safety reflectors on our emergency vehicles to a certain brightness, and we have to wash those off. We need to transition from a survival mode to learning how to live and maintain our economy at this water level. We're still attracting businesses to our community. Our local economy, I think it's safe to say, is treading water. Unfortunately, we've had 3 months of sales tax decreases, not big ones, but the real estate market is on the edge. One realtor told me last month there are over 1,000 homes in the market in the county for sale or lease. If those homes don't sell, or if they do sell, they sell at a lower price in the market. That hurts future property tax values. Hopefully we're replacing that with new businesses that come in. And plus, how much money do we lose in the water revenue giving up 300,000 gallons per day? Also, making car washes use other water resources just passes a cost on to residents and businesses who've already taken a 53% increase in water rates. I say let the consumer make some of the decisions whether or not they want to wash their assets, but for the businesses, the car washes is important. After all the reasons I've just mentioned, the best decision we can make is really to remove the 20% car wash. We need the revenue, both in water and taxes. The economy needs the jobs retained. The reuse project has changed our playing field. We're going to make it through this. We're in this together. We want more businesses here, and we want to continue to grow. They're going to slowly increase our water usage, and we have done the job with PPG and other ones in survival to get out of the survival mode and maintain this. So, but if we're going to let them come here and bring their trucks and their vans, are we at least allow them to clean it? So anyway, I'm going to put a request in for that and ask some council members to review this and look at it and talk about more, discuss more about getting rid of that car wash restriction, 20%. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Tim.